You wake up at 3 in the morning and your cat is sitting completely still, staring directly at you in the dark. Not blinking, not moving, just watching. Most people find it unsettling and go back to sleep. But that stare is one of the most deliberate things your cat ever does. And once you understand what's actually behind it, you'll never see it the same way again. 1. The dark doesn't work the same way for them. Start here, because everything else builds on this. Your cat's eyes contain a reflective layer behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum. It captures available light and bounces it back through the retina a second time, amplifying it. This is why their eyes glow when light hits them in photos. And it's why, in a room that feels genuinely dark to you, your cat is operating in something closer to dim twilight. When you wake up and can barely make out shapes, your cat can see you clearly. Your breathing movement, the small shifts in your position, all of it visible to them while you're essentially blind. So when your cat stares at you in the dark, they're not staring into uncertainty. They already know exactly what's there. The question is why they're watching it so carefully. 2. You've gone quiet, and quiet requires monitoring. During the day, you're constant. You move, you speak, you make noise, you react to things. Your cat tracks all of this almost without effort. Your emotional state readable in how you walk. Your intentions visible in how you reach for things. At night, all of that stops. You go still. You go silent. The version of you that's readable disappears. From your cat's perspective, you've gone somewhere they can't follow. And you've left a version of yourself behind that gives them almost nothing to work with. So they do what cats do when their environment stops giving them information. They watch. They keep the thing that matters most to them within their sideline and pay attention in ways they don't meet to during the day. That stare is your cat staying connected to you during the hours when connection is hardest to maintain. 3. They're running a chat you never asked for. This is the part most owners find oddly moving once they hear it. Your cat has spent months, maybe years, learning exactly what your sleep looks like when everything is fine. Your breathing rhythm, your resting posture, the particular stillness of you when nothing is wrong. In the dark, they compare what they see now against everything they've stored. Most of the time, everything matches, and they stay where they are, watching, because watching is enough. But sometimes something feels slightly different. Your breathing is uneven. Your sleep is restless. And that's when your cat moves closer, presses against you, places a paw on your chest to feel what their eyes can't fully confirm from a distance. They weren't staring for no reason. They were paying attention the whole time. And hey, if this is changing how you think about those quiet nighttime moments, hit like and subscribe. We want to reach every owner who's been missing what their cat does when no one's watching. 4. The darkness shifts what they feel responsible for. During the day, you're capable. You move through the world, handle things, make decisions. Your cat observes this and understands it. You don't need watching when you're awake and functional. But at night, the calculation changes. You're still. You're unguarded. You're in the most vulnerable state a living creature can be in. And your cat, whose instincts understand vulnerability better than almost anything else, responds to it. They position themselves where they can see both you and the room. They face the door, or the window, or whatever entry point their sense of the space tells them matters most. And they watch, not because they were asked, not because they decided to consciously, because something in them simply will not leave the most important thing in their environment unmonitored while it's defenseless. That stare in the dark is your cat keeping watch, doing the thing they were built to do, directed at the person they've decided matters enough to do it for. 5. That gaze means something completely different than you think. In cat social language, a direct sustained stare between strangers carries tension. It's a dominance signal. Cats who are uncertain of each other look away, breaking contact to show they're not a threat. Between cats who trust each other completely, it works differently. When your cat holds eye contact with you and their body is completely soft, no tension in their posture, no alertness in their ears, no readiness in their muscles, that's not a surveillance stare. That's a trust stare. They can look at you fully, without caution, without the need to look away first, because you are not something they need to protect themselves from. You're the opposite of a threat. You're the reason the dark feels manageable at all. So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night and find your cat sitting in the dark, watching you, they're not being strange. They're not seeing something you can't. They're not doing something that needs explaining away. They're doing exactly what they've always done in the hours when you're least aware of it. They're watching over you, staying connected to you through the quiet, keeping their eyes on the one thing in their world that matters enough to stay awake for. Your cat stares at you in the dark not because something is wrong, not because the darkness frightens them, but because you are still, even when you're asleep, even when you have no idea they're there, the most important thing in their world to keep their eyes on. And some part of them, in whatever way cats understand these things, simply cannot look away.